Good morning, it's Tuesday, and Sensei says, be prepared. We have our first breakdown of the Gemini season, and it's not what you would expect. It's inner male versus inner female. From my smartphone to yours, keep streaming for your Tuesday Namaste Today. Welcome to Namaste Today, the Metro Spiritual way to start your day. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, stepº4. Namaste, my friends, and welcome back. Well, it's Tuesday, we're in the month of Gemini, and step 4 rules the day. That means we're having our first breakdown and breakthrough of the season. And although it's Gemini and technically in the mind, I argue it's a tug-of-war between your inner male and female. But before we talk about that, let's take a look at the Zodiac Weather. Looking at our 5-day moodcast, you can see today is the breakdown day, chance of storms. Tomorrow, cloudy again. We get a little bit of sun on Friday where we get happy again, but then we get moody again on Saturday. But let's take a look first at today, shall we? Showers, chance of storms today for the collective consciousness. That's because step 4 rules the day, so I'm expecting everyone to be introverted. There is a chance of letting go of emotion. That's what I mean by storms. You might cry, you might get upset or super passionate. Now today, step 4 rules the day. We're in the 4th day of Gemini. That does make the ruling number also number 4. And today's ruling planet is Uranus. Now, looking at our emotional tone, self-judgment and conservative. That's how I think it's going to be emotionally. Be careful not to judge yourself. The moon is in Act 1 of Capricorn, the most judgmental part of the zodiac. And our mental tone is still on where we belong. We're now direct, but that Mercury is taking a long time to move forward. Our thoughts are on what we love and where we belong today. So, looking at the Lightwalker news flash, it's a man versus woman fight inside, and it's due to Mars versus Venus. I'll be showing this in my daily Zen, but right now we have an absolute tug-of-war between femininity, Venus, and Mars. Mars is at step 0 of retrograde of Sagittarius. Venus is at step 0 direct in Gemini. This is a tug-of-war. Now what this comes down to really is a tug-of-war between giving versus receiving. The male part of you that used to give. No matter you gave to others, and maybe you gave, maybe even you had negative habits with yourself or negative habits that you treat yourself poorly. So it's not always that we give crap to others. Sometimes we give crap to us, and sometimes we give love and light to others too. But the part of us that gives, that's the Mars. That's going to be rebuilding itself all the way through June 30th. However, the Venus, the part of us that wants to open up, the part of us that wants to receive, this is direct, and I think this is the part of us that has to take force today. It's also conjuncting the sun. So putting it in simple terms, my friend, it's time to change what you chase after, and it's time to open up to receive from new directions. Now this opening and receiving, these opening up and receiving, I'm still a little Mercury slow here, really sometimes has to do with ego. So you may find that you're opening up to the idea of going somewhere else, being with someone else, trying something new, and you might be opening up to that idea because on the other side, the old Mars tricks are not happening. It's just not working to push anymore. The old ego is deflated, and because Mars is retrograde, we are super, super deflated. On top of that, it's 0 degrees of Mars, so I would imagine this is going to be the flattest and most flavorless part of probably May, this moment right now. So it's not just you, it's everyone. So without further ado, let me go into my inner self here, talk to my guides, and give some guidance for you. We call this the Megascope. Okay, so a lot of interesting stuff came up just now. First, I want to say you'll probably feel shifty today, and I don't think anything necessarily will go wrong in the world. In fact, I actually went through my own personal breakdown on Sunday night when it was step 2, and you might as well. I've been learning that as I research that a lot of the breakdowns happen earlier, but it's not until this step 4 day that we really do something about it or start to comprehend it. Well, today it's super important, my friend, to not be judgmental. Nothing about the past is applicable. Nothing. Okay? When I say that, I mean it was all training ground. It was all you trying to learn and expand. And I don't care if you are a 96-year-old woman watching my show, you weren't ready till now. Okay? Like, it is now time, says Uranus at step 22, for human beings in this lifetime to bring out the best of their character. And a lot of times, it takes the worst of times to bring out the best of our character. Well, I think this time, because it's Uranus at step 22, it doesn't have to be the worst of times. Things don't have to collapse. In fact, today's little panic and breakdown will probably be inside of you. So the first thing you need to know is you have to not be judgmental so you can kind of open up and see. What we're trying to do is figure out what ego parts no longer serve you and open up to alternatives. Okay? And sometimes opening up to alternatives is somebody else doing it, somebody offering help. That's one of my big lessons is I have been asking for help in this transit, and that's not me usually. So my old ego never asked for help. I'm asking for help. So realize that opening up can be to Mars things. It could be that you're opening up to help, opening up to new activity. Again, this is replacing the old ego that used to fight. Now, yeah, there's one more thing. So, 2 things. One is it's super important to not be critical and judgmental and all shifty all over yourself. Don't should all over yourself. Should. Instead, stay in the light. And even when I was going through my shifting, because it's Gemini and it's intellectual, I just kept saying, I love myself and I feel it. I love myself and I feel it. And that's how I kind of pumped through the situation. But releasing judgment is super important. And then the other alternative here is it's an I belong day. So this is kind of like spiritually keeping your eye on the ball. You want to keep your heart on the goal, not focus on what you can't have, what's not working. Don't focus on the knots. Focus on your heart's intentions. So let me give you 3 takeaways today to brighten your day and keep things on track. Takeaway number 1. Release emotional judgment. It's irrelevant. Release emotional judgment. It's absolutely irrelevant. You're wasting your time to judge. You're just keeping yourself in the old. No one's keeping count. And when you get to heaven, God could care less. Okay, so enjoy. Number 2, identify what in your life you will no longer chase after. And this would be a very good thing to do for everyone, no matter how good your life is. This is a good time to identify what you will no longer chase after. And then point number 3, identify what you intend to open up to today. So what you not chase after and what you want to open up to. And this is a private little deal inside of yourself. Now, for my Series Joiner subscribers today, I'm going to give you a pep talk and some tips on how to talk to your mind. Seriously. Okay. I call the mind the smartass, but I'm going to give you some of my tips and tricks for how I operate with my mind. And your 3 o'clock eye candy is getting to know your smartass part 2. So as we go through Gemini, I'm going to be telling you things about your Mercury, basically, in your chart and the other aspects of your chart that are intellectual. For everyone else watching my show, I want to tell you I have a reading sale right now, and we're about to go through a 25-day grand square. That means everything on the planet is going to stop. This is a great time to get a reading. And I, for the first time, am discounting my half-hour readings too. So if you've never had one, trust me, one reading will change your entire life's perspective. Ask anyone who's got one. All right, my friends, I'm so grateful. Please come on down to the mothership, the Star of Light, SeriousJoy.tv. Please remember while you're out there feeling grumpy that I love you, and live, love, be. Introducing Secrets of Birthdays. Bow chicka bow wow. Are you ready to find love? Bow chicka bow wow. Your secrets are coming out. Bow chicka bow wow. All those sexy secrets are available at secretsofbirthdays.com.
Bow chicka bow wow, baby.